Obviously, yes, that is your unit's physical health assessment, PHA. And a way you can check if you're all green is by logging on to MedPros and printing out that PHA, which you're also going to need for your recruiter. This is for my state, California, National Guard out processing interview. It wasn't actually in person, it was more over the phone with the first sergeant, the CO, and my squad leader. And they're just basically asking why you're getting out. Nobody's pressing you. And then the last form, 137-1, that's from your 92 Alpha. So it's just making sure that all your gear is checked out and you don't owe anything to the unit. So this is what it looks like for that first form, the 368. Mine started back in June of last year. Sorry, that's May. And I just barely got it approved on the 19th of April, 2024. But that's a discussion for another day. Here's the 4187. Make sure that your addresses are correct, because you don't want to have to keep having to go back, edit this fucking thing, because everything had to be digitally signed PDF on Adobe, which was a hassle. I've already fucked with this thing like maybe 4 times because the S1 at battalion found some errors and they didn't want to have it get pushed back, for whatever reason. So this was one. Make sure that the recruiter's name and numbers on there, because brigade or state, they'll just nitpick this shit and you're just sitting on more wasted time. But the first signature is the CO. This is battalion. It's a lieutenant colonel that signed it, another colonel from brigade, and then the last one was a deputy chief staff from the Capitol Military Human Resources Department. They have the final say so that's all you're waiting for before you can turn it into your recruiter. And then this is my personal statement. Basically that I want to take care of my family. It's too expensive to live in California. It can't just be you don't like your unit, something petty. It's got to be very believable. And then this was that out process interview, just written down. Everybody signed off on it. And then this is the supply clearance. Make sure all your gear is all squared away. You don't owe the unit anything. Oops. I saw on a couple videos where some people had a quick turnaround on their conditional release. I think one girl had 2 weeks, which is insane, man. She had people looking out for her. That's awesome. But in my case, because I was in the reserves, I had gear, CIF gear I had to turn in. A lot of it was lost, so I had to write a check. They sent it to DFAS, and the readiness NCO at my old unit, he was a new E5, still didn't know the ropes. My gear was sitting there. He didn't know he had to ship it to the CIF facility. And my check that I paid for the gear I no longer owned was just sitting on a desk. And I finally got hold of Congress. They fucking saved my ass on this one. They said this service member's been waiting. What's the holdup? They got to the bottom of it. I had officers from Bragg and Fourth ID call me. They're people dealing with finance. These officers got that situated. My gear was paid off, and then I could finally move on with the conditional release. So that was the biggest holdup. As long as you have good rapport with your unit, you're medically cleared, and you just stay on top of these guys, I don't see a problem with you, getting out and going active duty or whatever branch. But yeah, ask any questions. This is the latest and greatest conditional release that I've seen. So I'm about to ship out May 22 next month. So enjoy.